Hello everybody, welcome to the vlog of March 27th, 2020. As promised, tonight we are going to review the second pillar of health and awesomeness, which is assume everybody, the person you're talking to, is good at their job. So kind of like the first pillar, we'll do a quick overview of why this pillar is important and what this pillar is absolutely not meant to do, and then finally some troubleshooting for the second pillar. So let's get started. So why do we have this second pillar? A few reasons that I want to highlight. The first is it's crucial to our flow and efficiency as a very lean team in a market dominated by companies with a lot more money and cash than we have. If we are constantly questioning our teammates' abilities or where they're coming from, it just slows us way down, right? So using the second pillar will help us go at a speed that makes us competitive in this marketplace. Another reason why this pillar is important is because in my experience, smart people like we have in the company have a tendency to want to recreate everything that someone else has done. They need to like bite on it. They need to see it through their own eyes, right? Until they can process it and make it part of themselves. And this tendency, while good and healthy, while we grow the company and scale and compete in this market, is not necessarily the most efficient way to engage in communication. So if we have people, the right people in the right seats, we have to trust that they are the best person to do that job and let them do that job and start from where they are. Sometimes if you recreate the wheel and start from scratch, you will get a better combined idea than the person came up with on their own. But what is the factor that you're adding to that? Is it a factor of 1 or a factor of 15? My experience is if you recreate that whole wheel with the lost time that's incorporated, it's maybe a factor of 1. So at this point in time at the company's stage, we don't have the time to redo that for every decision that we're making. So starting with pillar number 2, again, is crucial. The final reason I find this pillar important is because, from my personal opinion, is that I find it unique to the stage of the company that we're at. And I feel that we are lucky to have such smart people that are capable. And if we can incorporate this and really trust each other and start from where the other person is at, we can take advantage of this for a period of time that we don't know how long that lasts, right? I don't know if it lives in a bigger company. I know it didn't live in places that I came from before. And so I think it's a unique opportunity that if we go through this time and we don't take the opportunity to be vulnerable with each other and trust one another, I think we'll look back, I can speak for myself specifically, and would regret that I had the opportunity to do that and didn't take advantage of it. So that's just my personal perspective. What this pillar is not, it is not a shield for poor performance. It's not, hey, assume I'm doing a good job when I'm leaving kind of a trail of tears behind me in situations. It's more of, it's meant to be honored authentically in a way that helps high performers instill trust in each other, because they do have that tendency to recreate the wheel and help us be and operate in a very lean manner. So let's do a little bit of troubleshooting. One good real life example of this is engineers versus client services people, right? Engineers have got to be detail oriented. They must, or the code breaks and it's a terrible situation. So on the engineering side, product side, QA people, they tend to be much more specific, much more detail oriented, right? Client services side is like a circus and they have to be good on the fly. People call you, you're picking up that phone all day, you're going into onboarding meetings, you literally don't have any idea what these people are gonna come at you with or say. So you have to be nimble on your feet and you have to be a little bit just a little bit more of an explorer, kind of out there, a little looser with the specifics in certain times, same with sales. So 2 totally different approaches, right? We have the ability to look at that as, you know, sort of the Jets and the Sharks, that they're kind of at odds because inherently those are competing traits. They're traits that can have conflict between them, right? Detail oriented versus, hey, it's no big deal on the fly, right? When we've seen that in our own organization. But I submit for your consideration that it is not a situation of the Jets and the Sharks. And if you guys have to look that up, I don't even know if I've seen that movie, but I Googled it. It's West Side Story. But it's more left brain, right brain, right? We have the two parts of the brain that make a whole, that make a very healthy, very efficient, amazing machine. And if we can look at each other that way and leverage the skills that way, we are in a great position. So I'll leave you with one tool that I think is the best for really honoring people at their job, which is yes and, right? John's been using this a lot lately. They use it in improv a lot. But when someone's saying something, you start with yes and. You start with where they are at. You don't force them to go backwards. Hey, why are you asking for this update necessarily for wellness vitals, not medication? I mean, you can always ask normal questions, never trying to say that that's not the case, but start from where that person is and say, yes, you are the expert. I'm starting from there. Let's work from there, versus, again, recreating the wheel. So the best tool I have for you is yes and I'm trying to end it sooner. So thank you, and I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Bye.